Hi dear students, everybody, welcome to Infinity Learn by Sri Chaitanya. Right dear student, in this session let us discuss the solutions of math part of GTM 36 conducted on 12th 7/2022. Right dear student, fine, it is a mains paper. It consists of 30 questions where 20 plus 10 will be given. You need to answer 20 plus 5. Right. Let us see the question paper. You see, first question dear friends, this is very simple. Y is given like, you see, x power 1 by 2 into x power 1 by 4 into x power 1 by 8 and so on, which you can write, my dear friends, x power 1 by 2 plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 8 plus and so on infinite, which is an infinite GP with first term 1 by 2 and common ratio 1 by 2. So, sum of infinite terms S infinity is going to be A by 1 minus R, which is 1 by 2 by 1 by 2, which is 1. So, my dear friends, I can say this is x power 1 and hence the function is nothing but y is equal to x. He is just asking dy by dx at some x value, dy by dx is 1. So, whatever x is taken, the derivative is 1. So, we can say answer is option 3. Next question dear student, you see here some functional relation is given, 1 by f of x plus f of y is 1 by x plus 1 by y. By observation, you can take f of x like 1 by x, clearly it satisfies this. Why don't you go with this integral now, which is integral 2 to 3, you can say 3 by x power 5 minus 1 by x by, you can write 1 minus 1 by x power 4 dx. This is the integral, my dear friends. If you could multiply here, one small idea, I want to arrange like f dash x by f of x. You just multiply with 2 by x square in the numerator and denominator, so that this becomes 6 by x power 7 minus, you can also write, you can see 3 times he has written 3 times f of x power 5 minus f of x. So, 3 must be outside here, right, by 1 minus f of x whole power 4. You here 3 you can put outside, you just multiply with 2 by x power x square. So, that my dear friends, you will get 2 by x power 7 minus 2 by x cube by, my dear friends, you can say 1 by x square minus 1 by x power 6, right. So, my dear friends, in this stage you can see what is 1 by x square derivative, minus 2 by x cube, which is available here, you see. What is its derivative? Minus 6 by x power 7. So, you see 3 is given here, my dear friends, I think not for all. So, you can also take out this bracket. So, 3 into 2, this becomes 6 by x power 7, exactly f dash x by f of x kind of it is, you see. F dash x by f of x dx, you know, it is going to be integral, you see, log mod f of x dx, right, f of x plus c. So, you can take here it is log mod 1 by x square minus 1 by x power 6. My dear friends, you have multiplied here with, you see, 2 by x square, here I have multiplied with 1 by x square itself. So, you need to write 1 by 2 here also. So, this is the thing friends, since it is a definite integral, substitute the integral 2 to 3, so that you will get the solution of this, which is given like half log of 2 power alpha by 3 power beta. Just substitute, you see, log of 3 you substitute minus 2 you substitute, you will get the answer. You can compare alpha and beta. If you do the simplification, you will get alpha is 10, beta is 7 you will get. So, my dear friends, alpha less than or equal to beta is wrong. Alpha plus beta less than 17 is also wrong because it is 17. Alpha minus beta is not a prime because in fact it is a prime, this is also wrong. So, your answer must be third option. You can just verify it, my dear friends. Yeah. So, you put alpha minus 10 minus 7, this is tan inverse root 3 is equal to secant inverse 10 by 5 is 2. You can just verify, convert tan inverse root 3 into secant inverse, you can feel that, you can find that it is correct. So, answer is going to be the third option, my dear friends. Okay. Next I can say, see, this is a standard question. So, these kind of questions we have seen in JEE Mains of all the previous, latest 12 papers even. For what value of k do the following system of equations possesses a non-trivial solution? A homogeneous system Ax is equal to 0 possesses a non-trivial solution, that means other than 0, 0, 0, it is possible only when det A is equal to 0. Det A you just find, dear friends, that is 1k3 and 3k minus 2 and 2, 3 minus 4. You just apply this det is equal to 0, so that you will get the value of k. This is a simple linear equation you are going to get. It is going to be 33 by 2. You see, dear friends, this question, a box contains, this is simple one, probability based. A box contains 3m coins, m of which are fair, 2m are biased. So, there is a box, there are 3m coins of which m fair and 2m are biased. Okay. Now, the point is, when a fair coin is tossed 1 by 2, you see the probability of getting a head when a fair coin is tossed 1 by 2. So, for fair coin, getting head probability 1 by 2, automatically tail also 1 by 2. For a biased coin, 1 by 3 is the probability to get a head. So, for head probability is 1 by 3, so tail it is going to be 2 by 3, fine. Now, a coin is drawn from the box at random and tossed which fell headwise. That means, a coin is picked and tossed, we got it as head. So, what is the probability that the coin tossed was biased? You see, this is simple Bayes theorem application. According to total probability theorem, if you select a coin, you see it is from fair coin chance, because out of 3m coins, fair means m only, m by 3m, 1 by 3 is the probability of getting a fair coin. After getting a fair coin, I have to get head, right. So, it is going to be 1 by 2 is the chance. Or to get a coin from biased one, probability is 2 by 3, from this to get head is 1 by 3. This is total probability of getting a head. I want the case where it gets from biased one. This part you can write in the numerator, 2 by 3 into 1 by 3. You just simplify, my dear friends. This is going to be, you can say 2 by 9 by 1 by 6 plus 2 by 9. So, you can just simplify, my dear friends. So, this is going to be, you can say 2 by 9 by, you can say 18, 3 plus 4, 7 by 18, which is 9 2 times, which is 4 by 7 is the probability. That is all. So, it is a simple application of Bayes theorem, right. The next, my dear friends, the sum of first n terms of an AP is Cn into n minus 1, right. You see here, you see this is going to be Cn square minus Cn. You know, sum of n terms of an AP will be like, you see, you know, Pn square plus Qn format, 2p is going to be the common difference. So, in this AP, common difference is double of this 2c. First term means put n is equal to 1, you will get first term is 0, my dear friends. So, first term is 0, common difference is 2c, the sequence is going to be 0, 2c, 4c, 8c, 2c means 6c, 8c and so on, n terms. N terms means you can write 2 into n minus 1 into c, because this is second, this is third, right. So, now he is asking sum of squares of all these terms, you just square it, 0 plus 4c square plus 16c square plus 36c square plus 84c square and so on, 4 into n minus 1 whole square into c square. You just take 4c square common, dear friends, you will get 1 plus 4, of course 2 square plus 9 plus, you can say, you see this is 8 square is 64, right. 4 means 16 and so on, n minus 1 whole square, which is sum of the squares of first n minus 1 natural numbers, which is 4c square into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 by 6, which is going to be, friends, 2c square by 3 into n minus 1 into 2n minus 1. Second option is the right answer, friends. Okay. Next, you see another question, friends. The roots of these quadratic equations are 8, 2. Array yaar, minus p, sum of the roots is 10, product of the roots q is equal to 16. The roots of this equation are 3, 3. So minus r going to be 6 and s is going to be 9. Sum of the roots, product of the roots. Now he wants the roots of this equation, which is x square, p means minus 10x, s means 9. It's very clear 1, 9 are the roots, right? Very simple question. 1, 9 are the roots. Okay. Next, my dear friends, the tangent at the point 1, 1 on the curve meets the curve again at p. Arey yaar, you just find the tangent equation. That means derivative at 1, 1, 2y y dash is u into derivative of v plus v into derivative of u. This is derivative and I want y dash at 1, 1. That means this is 2y dash is, this is minus 2 into 1 plus 1, which is, I can say, minus 1. So friends, y dash is minus 1 by 2. So the tangent slope at 1, 1 is minus 1 by 2. It passes through 1, 1. Can you find the tangent equation? Yes, x plus 2y is equal to 3 is the tangent equation. Now this cuts, it meets the curve again at another point. In the sense, try to eliminate y. Y you can write, my dear friends, you can write, yeah, x, okay, 3 minus x by 2 whole square is equal to x into 2 minus x whole square, which will be a cubic equation. You will definitely get two roots as 1, 1, right? Because already it is a tangent at 1, 1. Third root you find, that is going to give x1. You can also observe product of the roots so that you can find the third root. You are going to get the third root to be 9 by 4. So this is going to be the answer, friends. Okay. Next, f of x is given, GB inverse of it and area bounded by the curve y is equal to g of x with x axis between x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 2. This question can be done in two ways. You can observe the function f of x is, you see, x minus 1 whole cube minus 1 plus 2 you can write. Can you find its inverse, my dear friends? Take it as y, x minus 2 and cube the root of this plus 1. This is going to be f inverse of x. Let us call it as g of x. Now try to draw the graph of this curve, my dear friends. You see this curve, you see anyhow at 1 it is going to be 1 minus 2 is minus 1, power 1 by 3 is minus 1 plus 1, 0. At 1 it is 0. You know, as x increases this value increases. Undoubtedly at x is equal to 2 it is going to be 1. This is the curve. Undoubtedly it is strictly increasing function. Now you want area of this with x axis between x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 2. This area you can find like integral 1 to 2, this is 2, right? Integral 1 to 2 cube the root of x minus 2 plus 1 dx. You can find the integral even, right? So x by 2 power 1 by 3, right? 4 by x by 2 power 4 by 3 by 4 by 3 means 3 by 4 into x minus 2 power 4 by 3 plus x between the limits 1 to 2. Friends, when you put 2 this becomes 0, it is 2. When you put minus 1, an interesting point here, minus 1 power 4 by 3 is going to be 1, my dear friends, because minus 1 power 1 by 3 power 4. 1 plus 1 is 1 plus, you see, you can write 1 into 3 by 4. That is 3 by 4 plus 1, which is 1 by 4 is going to be the answer. If you take minus 1 power 4 by 3 as minus 1, Jai Hind, you will get wrong answer. So minus 1 power 4 by 3 is going to be 1. So you will get, my dear friends, 1 by 4 as the answer. Okay, right. Next, my dear friends. Yeah, you see this function f from R to R f of x is maximum of mod tan inverse x plus cot inverse x. Array, you just draw the graph of tan inverse x, 0, you can say pi by 2, this is pi. Tan inverse x graph, you know, when x is 0, it goes like this as x tends to infinity. In fact, it must go this way, but modulus is given, this comes like this. This is, my dear friends, I can say, yeah, I can say like, you see, take properly, pi by 2 is here. This is mod tan inverse x. Then cot inverse x graph, you know, at x tends to minus infinity, it is pi, it goes to pi by 2, then it comes like this. You know, both of them will intersect at 1. When x is 1, tan inverse 1 is pi by 4, cot inverse 1 is also pi by 4. Now, maximum of these two means, you see, from minus infinity to 1, cot inverse x is the maximum. So, you can cancel this. After this, tan inverse x is the maximum. This is the function, friends. Now, first question, the range of f of x is pi by 4 to pi. Yes, this is going to be pi by 4 here on y axis, but pi is open. Cot inverse x range is open 0 to pi. Since he has given closed, this statement is false. Next, f of x is you see, continuous and differentiable. You see, you will get a sharp kink here, it is not differentiable because curvature is varying. If at all you want, you can take the derivative. So, tan inverse x derivative is 1 by 1 plus x square, there minus 1 by 1 plus x square, both will be different. So, even this statement is also false. Dear friends, f of x is many one, exactly. If you take a horizontal line, it cuts the curve at 2 points, it is many one, into, because range is pi by 4 to open pi, but codomain is R. Range is different from codomain, and hence, my dear friends, I can say that this function is many one, and into third statement is the correct one. Okay. So, exactly one of the above statements is correct. Fine. Next, my dear friends, this is the differential equation. You can write y dx, you can write this y power 5 into x dx plus y dx minus x dy is equal to 0. Y dx minus x dy means if y square is there, then I can write d of x by y, but still here if you divide with y square, y cube will be. So, divide the entire equation with y power 5, so that x dx, only x will be here, you can write 1 by y cube into d of, you can write x by y equal to 0. Right. Now, to complete this as a perfect one, let me multiply with x cube, nothing wrong in that. This becomes x power 4 dx, this becomes x by y whole cube into d of x by y equal to 0. Now, you can integrate. X power 5 integral is x power 5 by 5 plus, it is like t cube dt. So, t power 4 by 4, x by y whole power 4 by 4 is equal to c. You can simplify, you will get the answer, my dear friends. So, how will you get the idea? That is the point, bit practice. Okay. Next, my dear friends, here domain of this function very clear, x power 4 plus x square plus 4 is always positive, you know, right, because if you take x square is t delta negative, and 2x minus 7 whole power 10 is always positive when x not equal to 7 by 2. So, finally, x shouldn't be 7 by 2, do remember. The next, you see, ln x is given, so x must be positive, my dear friends, x must be positive. If there is any negative value for x, you can discard it. Of course, in all the options x is positive. Then cos x minus 2, you know, it is always negative, right, because cos x range is minus 1 to 1, and sin x minus e power x, when x is positive, e power 0 is 1, it goes like this. Sin x is the function which fluctuates between minus 1 and 1, it will never cut that. So, e power x is always greater than sin x when x is positive. So, this is negative, negative into negative is always positive. Finally, what we wanted is ln x plus 2 must be positive, dear friends. So, x is greater than e power minus 2. So, combine all these, and greater than or equal to can I take? Yes, because it can be 0, because root 0 is possible. So, x 1 by e square to infinity other than 7 by 2, that is it. Next, my dear friends, you see, this is an integral where you can take cosecant x plus cot x as t. Cosecant x plus cot x is equal to some z or t or something you take. So that its derivative minus cosecant x cot x minus cosecant square x into dx, of course into dx, is equal to, if you take z, dz. You can take minus cosecant x common, my dear friends. You will get cosecant x plus cot x into dx is equal to dz. So minus cosecant x you can write like dz by dx, okay, or dx you can write dz by minus cosecant x, yeah, dz you can write, okay, dx you can write dz by minus cosecant x into, you can write z, okay. Now my dear friends, I want to convert completely in terms of z, but cosecant square x is here, right. So what you need to do is cosecant x minus cot x, you take it as 1 by z, right. If you add these two, dear friends, you will get 2 cosecant x is going to be z plus 1 by z. So cosecant x you can replace with z plus 1 by z by 2. Fine. Now dear students, come here, integral cosecant square x by, this is z power 9 by 2 into dx, you can write dz by 2 cosecant x, right, but of course with minus. So 1 cosecant x gets cancelled, minus 1 by 2 comes out, 1 cosecant x you can write z plus 1 by z by 2 into 1 by z power 9 by 2 dz. It is not that difficult to do now, just separate, this is 2 my dear friends, just separate, you can multiply 2 simple integrals, you will get, this is 1 by z, do remember this is 1 by z, you can convert in terms of this my dear friends, or else since the options are in cosecant x minus cot x, you can also take cosecant x minus cot x as 1 by z directly, that is also fine. Next my dear friends, this question, for 2 tangents are drawn to the ellipse from a single point if they are perpendicular to each other, whatever the conic is, it may be circle, ellipse, parabola, hyperbola, if we could draw 2 perpendicular tangents, they must, this point must lie on its director circle. He is saying this point form tangents are drawn, you see first statement, then the locus of the point is always a circle is perfectly correct, and that circle is nothing but director circle of an ellipse will be x square plus y square is equal to a square plus b square, but he said a plus b whole square, this is going to be false, this is going to be true. So accordingly you can choose the option my dear friends, statement 1 is correct, statement 2 is false. Next my dear friends, this is another standard question. So this is some hyperbola, okay. Now he said the center is C, okay, which is 0 0, you know. He has taken a point say x comma y, he has drawn CP distance, CQ distance, you see C, and such that 2 points PQ of the hyperbola are taken such that CP is perpendicular to CQ. So what you can do is my dear friends, you can write in terms of theta, rather you can also say, suppose this line you take y is equal to mx. So try to solve these two, replace x square by a square minus m square x square by b square is equal to 1, from which you will get x square is b square minus m square a square by a square b square is equal to 1. So you will get x square is b square, of course a square b square by b square minus m square a square. Friends, y square you can also get, fine, y square is nothing but y square is equal to m square x square, you multiply this with m square, a square b square m square by b square minus m square a square, right. So in fact if this point is x comma y, the distance CP square is nothing but x square plus y square my dear friends. You can just add these two, you can write like x square plus y square is equal to, you can take a square b square by same denominator into 1 plus m square you will get. In the same way, second case which is perpendicular to that, if you do replace m by minus 1 by m, you will get like x square plus y square is equal to a square b square into 1 plus 1 by m square by denominator also you will get b square minus 1 by m square into a square. You just simplify, reciprocal you take, so numerator will be same here. So, the denominator will be equal. You simply add, my dear friends, you will get 1 by a square minus 1 by b square is the one, which is the standard question. You no need to do this working if you have done any standard material, especially Sri Chaitanya or infinitesimal material, dear friends. Next, yeah, this is I can say probability distributions. You are given a table, you want mean and variance. You know friends, mean m is, or we also write mu, is sigma xi pxi. Am I correct? Are yaar, 0 into 1 by 3 is 0, 1 into 1 by 2 is 1, 2 into 0 is 0, 3 into 1 by 6 is 1 by 2 plus 0, which is 1. Mean is 1. The next, my dear friends, so this option is gone, this option is gone. So, you need to find variance. Variance sigma square is equal to sigma xi square pxi minus average square, that is it. So, square it and multiply and do, already you know average is 1, you will get this is also 1. So, the answer is going to be both are equal to 1. Simple formula but important, right. Next, dear friends, k be the number of real solutions of this equation. Very clear that you can see when x is 0 both will satisfy, when x is going to be 1 10 plus 10 satisfy, no other number satisfies, you can check through graph. So, k value must be 2, my dear friends. So, he has given p value is known, it is 2 comma 2. So, PQR is a triangle, you know PQR, fine, and the equation of the line passing through 1 comma minus 1 and perpendicular to PS, where PS is the median of the triangle. Here you can find S, which is midpoint of Q and R. Q and R midpoint is 13 by 2 comma 1. P is already 2 comma 2. Can you find PS line? You no need to find, in fact, you need to find a line perpendicular to PS, yes, and passing through 1 comma minus 1. You can just find perpendicular to this, means I have given a shortcut earlier, x direct step, x minus x1 into x plus y minus y1 into y is equal to substitute the point 1 comma minus 1. This is 2 minus 13 by 2 minus 1. That is all. You just simplify, my dear friends. 4 minus 13, which is 11 by 2, x plus y is equal to 2 minus 11 by 2. So, that you will get the answer in terms of x and y. You just try to simplify, you will get, my dear friends. Yeah. So, every data is given, it is a simple equation related to straight lines. Next, my dear friends, P and Q be the vertices are given. P is 0 0, N is A0, which is there on x axis, right. This is P, this is N, and Q is some BC, fine. The coordinates of orthocenter of triangle P and Q. Here you can do the procedure, but one thing, if B is 0, it will be on y axis, the triangle is a right angle triangle, the orthocenter will be the vertex containing right angle. So, I will choose that option. If B is 0, answer must be origin. You see, this option is fine, but this is not okay, this is not okay, this is not okay. So, I got the answer, I did not work out, right. Next, my dear friends, the equation of the plane passing through the intersection of two planes. Here you are given two planes, you can take pi 1 plus lambda pi 2 equal to 0 is going to be the plane passing through the intersection of two planes. You can write x plus y plus z minus 4 plus lambda into 2x minus 3y plus z plus 5 equal to 0. Now, it has x intercept equal to unity, means if you put y 0, z 0, x value must be 1. So, simply put x 1, y 0, z 0, this is 1 minus 4 minus 3 plus lambda into this is 2 plus 5 7 equal to 0. So, lambda is going to be 3 by 7, my dear friends. Simply put, lambda is 3 by 7, you are going to get the equation of the plane. Simple point, any line, any plane passing through the intersection of two planes is going to be pi 1 plus lambda pi 2 is equal to 0. Dear friends, for mains, vectors and 3D is going to be damn important, right. Please work on 3D geometry. Next statement, P and Q. Tautology contradiction. One thing, my dear friends, P and Q, if it is false, false implies anything is true, right? So you no need to check 3 cases, because this becomes false in 3 cases: true, false, false, true, false, false. In 3 cases it is already true. You are left with only one case where both are true. So true implies true is also true. Finally it is true in all cases, so it is a tautology, right? Next, my dear friends, this is another one integer answer type of questions. Again, say, my dear friends, S2, this kind of one, you see 1 plus x whole power 10, you consider it is going to be C0 plus C1x plus and so on C10x power 10. You just put the derivative, my dear friends. 10 into 1 plus x whole power 9, you will get C1 plus C2 into 2x and so on C10 into 10x power 9. Now you put x is equal to 1. It is a standard formula, of course. So 10 into 2 power 9 is going to be C1 plus 1 into C1 plus 2 into C2 plus and so on 10 into C10. So which is nothing but this expression, my dear friends. So S2 is going to be 10 into 2 power 9, which is the numerator there. S1 means r square minus r is r into r minus 1. So you need to take the derivative twice. Here itself you take the second derivative, 10 into 9 into 1 plus x whole power 8, it is going to be C2 into 2 into 1 plus C3 into 3 into 2 into x and so on C10 into 10 into 9 into x power 8. Now you put x is equal to 1, this is 10 to power 8, 92 power 8 is equal to, which is going to be S1. So S1 is nothing but 90 into 2 power 8. So friends, S2 by S1 will give you 2 by 9 with step gives 0. That's all. Okay. Next, my dear friends, you see Z1, Z2, Z3 be 3 distinct non-zero complex numbers, then the greatest value of mod Z possible is, you see friends, you can just separate the terms. You can write mod Z, so modulus of Z1, Z2, Z3 by Z1 bar, Z2 bar, Z3 bar, plus if you separate here Z2, Z3 by Z2 bar, Z3 bar, plus if you separate here Z1, Z3 by Z1 bar, Z3 bar, plus Z1, Z2 by Z1 bar, Z2 bar. This is the one. So modulus of A bar plus A, B, C, D is less than, in fact they are different, so in fact less than or equal to, I can write if they are different it becomes strictly less than. Modulus of this Z1, Z2, Z3 by Z1 bar, Z2 bar, Z3 bar, plus in the same way second, third, fourth. So denominator is the conjugate of numerator. So mod Z is equal to mod Z bar. So I can say this is 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. So friends, I can say mod Z is less than or equal to 4. The greatest value of mod Z is going to be 4 when all the expressions are equal. Okay. Next, my dear friends, the area bounded by the curves. You see, my dear friends, you can take xy common here, x plus y is equal to alpha. That means into xy. So x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0, x plus y is equal to alpha are the 3 curves embedded in this. So x, y, 0 are going to be the coordinate axis, x plus y is equal to alpha is a line with x intercept alpha, y intercept alpha. The area is nothing but, we have a shortcut c square by modulus of 2ab, right? C square is going to be alpha square by 2, which is given as 2, my dear friends. So alpha square is equal to 4, from this mod alpha is going to be 2, my dear friends. Next, you see, in fact, my dear friends, there is some ambiguity in this question. This is mod x, you can write x square minus 4x plus 4 plus k minus 4 dx, right, which is integral 0 to 4 x minus 2 whole square plus k minus 4 with modulus. See, my dear friends, these are the coordinate axes. Suppose k is 4, it is going to be x minus 2 whole square, will be like this. So the area modulus of this is this itself, between 0 to 4 you will get like this is 0, this is 4, you will get some area. If you take k is equal to 5 x minus 2 whole square plus 1, which will be completely above this by 1 unit, the area increases friends. K is equal to 5 increases little more like that. So, if k is less than 4 like 3, it curves like this, and whose modulus will be, I can say, you see it tilts, right. But when k is, I can say k value is less than 4, you are going to get the value infinite. So, it is difficult to find its maximum area, right. So, you would have given k positive value, something you would have given, accordingly we can find the area friends, because the maximum of this area goes indefinitely. Okay. If you take k is 2000, it will be somewhere, it makes a huge area, right. Next my dear friends, the radius of inscribed circle of a triangle whose side lengths are 3 consecutive natural numbers. Let it be my dear friends n minus 1, n plus 1. Now my dear friends, the area is the radius of inscribed circle small r is equal to delta by s. You know delta is square root of s into s minus a into s minus b into s minus c by s, which is root of s minus a into s minus b into s minus c by s. In fact, my dear friends, s is going to be a plus b plus c is 3n by 2. You just substitute 3n by 2 minus n minus 1 minus of n minus 1. So, you will write here s minus a, s minus b, s minus c, yes you can write, and you just equate it to 4, which gives my dear friends, you will get n value to be 14, and hence my dear friend the triangle is going to be 13, 14, 15, right. Now my dear friends, he is asking the 4r by 13, you need to find circumradius. Circumradius formula is ABC by 4 delta. You know ABC, delta you can find anyhow, you can, delta means you can also write delta is r into s. You already know r value and s value also you know, you can substitute dear friends. Okay. Next my dear friend, this is another triangle ABC where AB are given. Suppose this is a triangle ABC and he has given here angle A is 120 degrees and small a is 5, small b is 4, and the circumradius of BIC, where I is the in center my dear friends. When I is the in center, you just find this. You see my dear friend, this is going to be B by 2, because it is in center, it is internal angular bisector. This is C by 2. So, this angle is going to be pi minus B by 2 minus C by 2, which is 2 pi minus of B plus C by 2. Arre yaar, A is 120, B plus C is going to be 60. This is 300 degrees by 2, so which is 150 degrees my dear friends. Now you want in circle radius, you want, he is asking the circumradius of triangle this. You just apply sine rule here, you see sine 150 degrees by 5 is 1 by 2r, yes. Sine 150 is sine 30, which is root 3 1 by 2. So, you can write 1 by 2 into 5 is equal to 1 by 2 r is equal to 5 my dear friends. Okay. Next, you see this is the pole inclined from a vertical at 15 degrees. Suppose friend, this is the vertical, this is the ground, sun is here, actually rays come here, but actually it is inclined by 15 degrees here. Okay. Sun rays comes from here, sun rays comes. So, this is going to be the shadow he has given like root 3 plus 1 units. Okay. Yeah, angle of elevation of the sun is going to be 30 degrees. It is already 90 my dear friends, 90, it is 90 here already 30 plus 15. So, it must be 45, it must be 45 degrees my dear friends. So, it is also going to be fine. Now, then the integer closest to the length of the pole. Length of the pole is this my dear friends. Yeah. Why don't you apply sine rule? You know this, sine 45 degrees by root 3 plus 1 is equal to length of the pole you want, which is x, sine 30 degrees you can write. Sine rule you apply, you will get the value of x. That's it. Next, my dear friends, a pole 100 meters high stands on a building 500 meters high. There is a building 500 meters high on which a pole is there 100 meters high. An instrument of height 600 meters, okay, it is here 600 meters. From the ground notices that the building and the pole subtend equal angles on it. So, from here if you observe this pole, if it makes theta, this building also makes an angle theta. That is the point, my dear friend, both are 600. Now, the integer closest to the distance of this instrument from the top of the pole. Top of the pole is going to be this distance you need to find by symmetry, that is nothing but this distance. So, my dear friends, let it be x. So, I can say tan theta is equal to 100 by x. You just take tan 2 theta is equal to 600 by x. You just apply, my dear friends, tan 2 theta means 2 tan theta by 1 minus tan square theta is going to be 600 by x, from which, my dear friends, you just simplify what we need to do here, so that you can say that, yeah, you can find the value of here, because tan theta need to be substituted by 100 by x, right. You substitute, you will get some equation in x, you can find x. Once you find x, you see, you find x here. So, my dear friends, you need to find, you see, this one you need to find theta also. You can do, he is asking the integer closest to the distance of this instrument from the top of the pole. So, okay, distance means we can take this distance, which is x itself, right, fine. Next, my dear friends, this one A is set 6, 10, 14 and so on 1002. You can observe that all numbers are like 4n plus 2, multiple of 4 plus 2, right. B is set of all positive divisors of 360. 360 is nothing but 2 cube into 3 square, you can say, yeah, 9 into 40 into 5, this is 3 power 5. The intersection of A intersection B will be the set of all factors of 360 which are in the form of 4n plus 2. Here how to find 4n plus 2 means 2 into 2n plus 1. There must be one and only one. So, second 2 cannot be taken, it will be like 4k again, but the rest of the things will be odd numbers. So, friends, from this selection 2 cube you have to select only one way, 1 2 must be taken. 3 means you can take 3 power 0, 3 power 1, 3 square, you can take in 3 ways. 5 means 5 power 0, 5 power 1. So, 1 into 3 into 2 you will get 6 factors, my dear friends, of which there is a factor called 2 also. You see, 1, 3 power 0, 5 power 0, which is going to be, I can say this is 1 means 2 into 1 into 1, 2, but 2 is not there in the set. So, out of 6 you must remove 1, you will get 5 such elements, factors of 360 which are in the form of 4n plus 2. Okay. Next, my dear friends, the average marks of 10 students is 60 and standard deviation, that means variance, is 16. And while the average marks of another 10 students, N2 is equal to 10 was x2 bar, let me write, which is 40, and the standard deviation variance is 36. Now, he is asking for all the 20 students taken together, what is the standard deviation? You know, combined variance formula you can apply, n1 sigma 1 square plus n2 sigma 2 square by n1 plus n2 plus n1 n2 into x1 bar minus x2 bar whole square by n1 plus n2 whole square. You must remember this. So, if you could apply this, you will get the combined standard deviation. If square root is not there, you will get combined variance. That's all, my dear friends. This is all about this paper. It's easy paper. Yeah, so almost you can comfortably solve it. So, please subscribe to Infinity Learn JEE channel, right?
Hello and welcome everyone to Infinity Learn by Sri Chaitanya. I am Ravindram, your physics faculty, and today I am going to be discussing the physics portion of your JEE Mains Grand Test Mains number 36. Okay, so let's begin with the first question of the physics paper. So, was an easy question, I will say, or was a standard question, I should say, right? So there are two buildings, okay, and the distance between the buildings is 20 meters, that is given already in the question, right? And a window, A has a window at a height of 50 meters. So let's say this is the window and it is at a height of 50 meters from ground, right? And the other building, that is B, has a window at a height of 30.4 meters, I guess here. So this is 30.4 meters here, right? Now what they are saying is this: a bullet is fired from here like this, and this bullet goes like this, it enters here. Do you understand? So throughout the journey, this bullet is gonna have a constant initial velocity and slowly it will develop a vertical velocity also, right? But so the thing is, we will deal with the horizontal and the vertical motion separately or individually, okay? So let's talk about the horizontal motion. Let's say it takes time t to reach this point, right? So horizontal displacement delta x is equals to u into t, right? Now what is delta x? 20. What is initial velocity u? What is time taken t? Now if we somehow know what is the time to come down by a height of, I guess this distance will be 19.6 meters, right? 50 minus 30 is 19.6 meter, okay? So how much time it takes for an object to drop down by a height of 19.6 meters? So there is a formula for this. You will say T will be, sir, root over 2h by g, right? So it will be 2 into, what is the height? 19.6, my dear friends. It is 99.8, right? 1 za, 2 za, answer will be 2 seconds. So it takes 2 seconds for this bullet to drop down by a height of 19.6 meter, and in these 2 seconds only this bullet has to cover a distance of 20 meter horizontally. So I will suggest here that in this equation now you can say u will be 20 upon t, t being 2 seconds. So 20 upon 2, the answer will be 10 seconds. I hope it is perfectly clear and understood. So which option is correct? Second option is correct, right? Let's move on to the next part. Next question, simple one. A body is projected. Now this is a question which might confuse you in the examination, but it is actually an easy question covering the very basic concepts of projectile motion, right? A body is projected from the ground with the speed u at an angle theta. Okay, so basic information is given with the horizontal. When the body is at the highest point of the trajectory, its speed is root over 2 by 3 times the speed when it is at half the maximum height. Okay, so let's draw the complete diagram. What they are asking, what we have understood, everything. Okay, so let's say initially the angle is theta, at a height h by 2 the angle is alpha, and there is complete height h, the angle will be 0 degrees, right? So this will be ux, which will be u cos theta, which is not going to change during the complete journey, okay? This height is h and this height is h by 2, right? This is velocity u. Now this is gonna be v, let's say this is gonna be vy and this is gonna be vx. I hope these parameters are completely understood by you. Now let's move ahead and solve it. So we will say here that very simply vy square is equals to uy square plus 2 into ay into delta y, right? Now what is vy? You will say, sir, it is v square sine square alpha, which is equals to u square sine square theta plus 2 into minus g into h by 2, right? So now from here one small thing I will tell you, that what is the maximum height? You will say, sir, maximum height is u square sine square theta by 2g. Okay, and what is this going to be? GH, because these 2 and 2 are going to get cancelled. So what is GH? U square sine square theta by 2. GH will be u square sine square theta by 2, right? U square sine square theta by 2, sorry, not G but 2. So I'm going to put this equation u square sine square theta by 2 here instead of GH. So it will become u square sine square theta minus u square sine square theta by 2, which is going to become u square sine square theta by 2, and this is what? V square sine square alpha. I hope it is understood. So from here we will have one equation that V sine alpha is u sine theta by root 2, okay, or let this be just equation number 1 and leave it. Okay, now let's come to the next part. Now one more thing you will say from here, that is going to be that horizontal speed u cos theta will be equal to V cos alpha, right? So this is equation number 1, this is equation number 2, and third equation that you will use will be this, which is already given, that u cos theta is equals to V cos alpha, which is equal to root over 2 by 3 times V. Did you understand? So this is your equation number 3. Now what we have to do is very simple. From here you will say, sir, V and V will get cancelled, cos alpha we will find out. If you know the value of cos alpha, you can find out the value of sin alpha and put it here, right? And then you will take the ratio. So I'm going to explain you here in short. What we are going to do next will be this. Let's rub this diagram because there isn't enough space here. Okay, so from here we will write that cos of alpha is root over 2 by 3. Find out sine of alpha 1 minus, or you can say sine square alpha will be 1 minus cos square alpha, right? 1 minus 2 by 3 is 1 by 3. Now you know sine square alpha, you can put it here. So you can say V square by 3 is equals to u square sine square theta by 2. This is your equation number 4. You know this, and you have known this equation also. What is this? This is u square cos square theta is equals to V square cos square alpha. Understood? This is equation number 5. Now if you take the ratio of equation 4 and equation 5, u square will get cancelled, V square will get cancelled, and the answer that you will get is tan square theta equals to 1. Okay, so after solving you will get tan square theta is equals to 1. From here we will say theta will be 45 degrees. Since there is not enough space here, that is why students I am telling you, because if you take the ratio definitely you can see yourself. Cos square alpha you can write the value from here. Cos alpha is 2 by 3, cos alpha is root over 2 by 3, cos square alpha will be 2 by 3. Okay, we will put it here and take the ratio. V square, u square, everything will be cancelled. Tan square theta will become 1. Next question. Now this is an important one. They are asking for the tension in this string, right? They want to know what is the tension in this string, right? Simple. In these questions, what logic we use is, see, what is the overall force in this side, external force? You will say, sir, M2 plus M3G. What is the external force this side? M1G. They have mentioned M2 plus M3 is greater than M1, right? So from here you will say M2 plus M3 into G. This is the net force here downward minus M1G is equal to the acceleration of the total system. Okay, the sense of acceleration is same, so we will say total mass into acceleration. From here, from this equation you get your acceleration. See, this is the short method. Otherwise, if you want, you can write the FBD, draw the FBD of every block individually and then solve it. Like that means you can do it like this also. You can say, sir, let's say the tension here is T1, here it is what, M1G, and it is going with acceleration A. Then you will say, sir, T1 minus M1G is equals to M1A. Like this, go and draw the FBD of every block and solve it. You will get the same result. Otherwise, that method I am telling you is very easy. What is the net force here downward that is pulling? M2 plus M3G, right? What is the net force which is pulling this block downward? Is M1G. So we will say M2 plus M3G minus M1G is going to be total mass into acceleration, right? So instead of doing this, you can just write this in one line. It will save a lot of time during your examination, right? Otherwise, if you want to go with every FBD, go, it's your choice. Okay, my dear students, now let's move ahead. And what they are asking is, they are asking what is the tension here. Now, in order to find this tension, definitely we have to draw the FBD of block C. Okay, so now we will say, have a look at block C. What is this? M3G downwards, tension T upwards, and coming down with acceleration A. Now you will say, sir, it is M3G minus T is equals to M3 into A. So what is T? T will be M3 common into G minus A. Now you know the value of A, put it from here and you will get this answer, 2 M1 M3G by capital M. Did you understand? Now you can solve it and you will get this answer. Clear? So it will be, take out M3G, it will be 1 minus A by G. What is A by G? A by G will be M2 plus M3 minus M1 upon M1 plus M2 plus M3. That's all. Now you put it, what will be your answer? M2 and M3 will get cancelled, 2M1. So 2M1 M3G upon total M. 2M1 M3G upon total M. Did you understand this? Clear, everyone? Now this is again an interesting question. Instead of, that means a simple question is given, but in a very, very interesting manner. Okay, so let's have a look. Ball A is moving with a momentum P. So let's say there's a ball whose mass is M, moving with a velocity u1, another ball whose mass is m, but it is at rest initially. Now after collision, let's say this ball moves with a velocity v1 and this ball moves with a velocity v2 and the masses are same. What they are asking is coefficient of restitution, but not in terms of m or v or u. They are asking coefficient of restitution in terms of p and I. I is the impulse, right? Now what they are saying is momentum is p. So first equation that you will write here will be p is equals to m u1, right? So u1 will be p by m. This is equation number 1. Now second is they are saying that the change in momentum of the ball B will be I. So I is the change in momentum of the ball B, which is gonna be m into v2 minus u2. And what is u2? 0. So it is mv2, right? mv2 minus 0. So we can say that v2 is I by m. What is v2? v2 is I by m. Now we know these things. Now let's conserve the momentum. So you will say m u1 is equals to mv1 plus mv2, right? So from here, what is u1? P by m. Okay, so mu1 is what? P, or let's, okay, mu1 is what? P. Now what is mv1? v1 we don't know. Okay, v2, so mv2 is I, so mv1 plus I. So from here you will say v1 is p minus I upon m. Did you understand? P minus I upon m. This is what your v1. Now what you have to do? You simply have to write the formula of coefficient of restitution. So what is E? v2 minus v1 upon u1 minus u2. Put the values and you will get your answer. I hope I am making sense now, right? Is there any doubt? So mu1 will be P, mv1, we have to figure out v1, mv2. So what is mv2? mv2 is I. So put it there. So P minus I by m is your v1. Now put these values here and you get your answer. Okay. I guess the option was 2I by P minus 1 will come out from here. Hydrogen filled balloon. This is also a very good question. What they have done is they have given that this is a balloon and this is the rope and a man is holding the rope here and the total length is L. Okay. Now this whole system is in equilibrium. If this whole system is in equilibrium, that means there must be some force F because of the light gas that is filled in the balloon, and there must be some external mg, mass of the balloon, and here small mg. Now whatever tension forces are there, they are all completely internal. So net force is 0. If the net force is 0, then we will surely say that center of mass will remain at its place, right? Center of mass will remain at its place anyways. The question is, they are saying that this complete length is L and the man climbs the balloon. If man is climbing the balloon, so balloon is going to come down by height h, they have mentioned. So what is the change in potential energy of the man? You will say small mg into whatever height he has climbed. Now how much distance or what height he has climbed, you will say, sir, L minus h. Do you understand? Because he is actually trying to climb L because he wants to reach the top of the balloon or this point of the balloon. So he wants to climb a height L, but the balloon is coming down by a height h. Why? Because the center of mass has to remain its position. So in the process of climbing, the man is climbing up, the balloon is coming down, so that the center of mass remains at its position. So you can definitely say that actually man climbs a height of L minus h. So it will be what? L minus h. So the change in potential will be mg into L minus h. Got it? Now this is a question of angular momentum conservation, and my dear students, angular momentum conservation is very common and a very standard topic that definitely is asked in mains examination every year. In the first session also we have observed that angular momentum conservation came in at least 3 sets. Okay, so we need to give a lot of importance to this topic. So without wasting any more time, let me tell you that here is a disk, right? So this is a disk and it is rotating about this axis and the man is standing here, right, initially, and finally what happens, this man walks to this point. So this distance is r by 2. Initially the distance was r. So initially it was rotating with omega and now it is rotating with omega 2. Let's say initially it was rotating with omega 1. Okay. So what you will say? You will say, sir, I1 omega 1 must be equal to I2 omega 2, right? I2 omega 2. What is I1? First of all, write down the moment of inertia of the disk about this axis. You will say, sir, m into capital R square by 2 plus this man will be treated as a point mass for this particular axis. So its moment of inertia will be small m r square into omega 1 must be equal to, what is I2? Now the moment of inertia of the disk is not going to change, it will remain m r square by 2 only, but the moment of inertia of this man will be lesser now. Why? Because it has came to this point. So it will be m into r by 2 whole square times omega 2. Now put the values and you will definitely get your answer, right? So I guess the answer comes out to be 8 by 7 omega, right? So omega 2 comes out to be like this, 8 by 7 times omega 1. Okay, just put the values. They have given capital M is equals to 10 times a small m. So wherever you find capital M, just put it 10 times a small m. Okay, and then solve it. This is what your answer will be. Now this is a very interesting question. They have said that, acha, you tell me, suppose if I talk about a uniform solid sphere of mass capital M, what is the gravitational field here at the center? You will say, sir, gravitational field intensity because of this complete sphere at the center will be 0, right? Now, fantastic, done. So what about if I keep a sphere here? What is the gravitational field here because of this sphere at this distance? You will say, let's say, sir, it will be probably in this direction and it will be IA. Okay. If I talk about another sphere, okay, let's say it will be in this direction and let it be IB. Since the dimensions of both these cavities are same, so we will say that IA is actually equal to minus of IB, right? So that you can say IA plus IB must be 0 vectorially. If I talk about vectors, so if I talk about vectors, so then must be 0, right? So they are going to cancel out each other, right? Anyways, so what is the net field here? You will say, sir, I minus IA minus IB. This is the net gravitational field now. What is I? 0 minus IA plus IB. What is this? IA plus IB vectorially. This is also 0. So what is the answer? 0, right? So what is the answer? First option correct. Did you understand? So anyways, the bigger sphere was not producing any any gravitational field at the center. Now these cavities, they are dimensionally same and they are also placed at the same configuration or same distance from the center, so that the gravitational field produced by the cavity A, right, will be IA in this direction, and by this particular sphere it will be in this direction, IB. They must be equal and opposite because they dimensionally are same and are placed at the same distance or same orientation from the center. That is why I can say this line, and after saying this, obviously this is very easy to derive. Okay, let's move on to the, okay, simple. We know that T square is directly proportional to R cube, but what about the elliptical path? So in elliptical, this is sun, this is elliptical path. If this distance is B, this distance is A, so here this R is actually this distance. Can you see this? So what is this? This is your R right now, to be used in this Kepler third law. So you will say T square is directly proportional to A plus B by 2 whole cube. So T is directly proportional to A plus B to the power 3 by 2. Which option is correct? Third option is correct. Is it clear, my dear students? Yes or no? Perfect. Now let's move on to this question. A liquid flows steadily through a series combination of 3 capillary tubes. Okay, capillary tube में जो flow है उसका formula क्या होता है? Q is equals to pi by 8 eta L into pressure into radius to the power 4, right? This is the formula. Now what they are saying, that there are 3 pipelines like this, or 3 capillaries, and let's say the pressure drop across this is P1, across this is P2, and across this is P3, right? These are the pressure drops and the lengths are same, L and L. Radiuses are different. Okay, now fluid is same, so eta will be same for every fluid, and according to the equation of continuity, this Q, rate of flow of the fluid, will remain same across each of these capillaries. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to say this: Q1 equals to Q2 is equals to Q3, such that pi by 8 eta L into P1 into R to the power 4 is equals to pi by 8 eta L into P2 into 2R to the power 4 is equals to pi by 8 eta L into P3 into 3R to the power 4. Okay, so from here you can say P1 is equals to 16 P2 is equals to 81 P3. Okay, so this will be your first equation. Now second equation that you will write is P1 plus P2 plus P3 is given 28 centimeter of the mercury column, right? They have mentioned it, fine. So P1 plus P2 plus P3 is given 28. I guess from here, if you solve it properly and put the values here, definitely you will get the answer of P2, which comes out to be 1.6 centimeter. Okay, you can write P1 is what? P1 is 16 P2, write down 16 P2 plus P2 plus what is P3? P3 is 16 P2 by 81 is equal to 28, and this, my dear students, is your answer after solving. Okay, so just solve this. From here P2 will be 1.6 approximately, right? So this is how this question is done. I know you must be wondering, sir, we don't remember this formula, this is not important, we generally leave it. No, my dear students, this is not at all useless. This is very useful, right? Because in this particular session we have all observed that the mains or NTA is not asking questions which are very or concepts which are very common. They are also asking concepts which generally students tend to leave. Okay, so that is why we cannot take the risk of leaving these kind of formulae. Okay students, so kindly remember these formulae because they can be asked in mains examination. Okay, now this particular question I hope is a very standard question and you must have done it in your during the time of your preparation for JEE, but okay, I'll solve it again. So most of the time, at least I remember the answer is this because I have solved it many times. So how to solve this question first of all? Okay, so this is the journey from A to B. A is some temperature what 3 P naught V naught by NR, and here the temperature will be 2 P naught V naught by NR, right? And obviously here the temperature is rising and then falling, but how to prove this? First of all, let's try to write an equation. Let's try to write an equation in which P will be as a function of V. That means try to write the equation of this particular straight line. Okay, what is this straight line about? Achha, what is the slope first of all? Can you tell me what is the slope? You will say it's a slope, as we can clearly see, is minus of perpendicular upon base, that is 2 P naught upon V naught. So this is your slope. Am I correct or not? This is your slope, equation number 1. Second equation, what is the y-intercept of this? So you will say, sir, the y-intercept, let's say this is what? P naught by V naught. Okay, y-intercept, how you can find it out? You will, or you can directly, instead of doing this, what you can do is you can find out the equation like this. You will say, sir, dp by dv is equals to the slope, which is minus 2 P naught by V naught. Now you can say, sir, after integrating, see, dp integration from P to let's say 3 P naught to any pressure P is equals to minus 2 P naught by V naught into dv, integrating it from V naught to any volume V. Let's take a point P comma V here. Okay, so V naught to any volume V. Now after solving this, you will get the equation of straight line, which will be P is equals to minus 2 P naught by V naught times V plus 5 P naught. Okay, just after solving this equation, you will get this finally, from where you can say, so P is equals to M into V plus C, where M is what? M is the slope, C is the y-intercept, right? Now we can also say P is equals to nRT upon V. PV equals to nRT, so P is nRT by V, and V you can send it here. Okay, so I can write down, or you can say just multiply PV, so it will be like PV is equals to MV square plus CV. So PV is what? nRT. This is what? MV square plus CV. Did you understand, students? Now what you have to do is, in order to get the answer, finally you will say, sir, nRT is equals to MV square plus CV. We want the temperature to be maximum. So what we will do, we will say, sir, dt by dv, for getting temperature maximum, dt by dv must be 0. Yes or no? dt by dv must be 0. And you can also do one thing. If you want to check whether the temperature will be maximum or minimum, you can differentiate this one more, right? d2t by dv square. And if that double derivative of temperature with respect to volume comes out to be negative, that means yes, we are on the right path, and the temperature that we will get after this particular step will be the maximum temperature, the peak temperature. But so what I am suggesting is this, d2t by dv square. If this comes out to be negative, yes, we are on the right track. If this comes out to be positive, then the temperature will be minimum, okay, not maximum. I hope this point is absolutely done and dusted. So what we will do, we will say, we will do this from here, you will get the value of V, right? So it is somewhat like this, dt by dv will be 2mv plus c, this must be 0. So from here v will be minus c by 2m. So this is that particular volume at which the temperature will be maximum. Now in order to get the value of maximum temperature, what you have to do, put this value of v here, okay, this particular value, put it here, open the values of c and m which are from here, you can open the values, okay, and then get the final value of temperature, maximum temperature, which will come out to be this fourth option, 25 P naught V naught by 8 nr. Okay students, this is going to be a lengthy question, no doubt. I cannot deny that fact. This question is not, first of all, not easy, second of all, not short, okay, so it's a long question, it's going to take up a lot of time. But if you have done this kind of question before, you probably remember the result, in fact, because this is a very standard question, right? Okay, but it's better you do go with this method. Now the second is, okay, amplitude modulation, first option is correct, rectifier and an envelope detector. This is a theoretical fact. Okay, enclosed volume V contains a mixture of 8 grams of oxygen. Okay, first of all, what is N1? 8 by 16, okay, N2 14 by nitrogen 28, N3 is 22 by 44. Acha, oxygen gas na, so it is 32, I'm so sorry, it is 32, okay, done. Then you will say P1 will be N1R, temperatures are given, okay, N1RT by V, volumes are same. Similarly P2 you can find out, N2RT by V, then P3 you can find out, N3RT by V, okay. What is the overall pressure? P1 plus P2 plus P3, got it? So what is the overall pressure? P1 plus P2 plus P3. This will be your answer. So I guess the answer comes out to be 5 RT by 4V. Okay, this is the answer. Probably, if I remember, 5 RT by 4V will come out. Okay, it will be 1 by 4, 1 by 2 and 1 by 2. 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 will be 1 plus 1 by 4, 5 by 4. Yes, this will be the right answer. So you can solve it, just add them, get your answer. Okay, now this is an important question. What they have suggested is a PN photodiode is made from a semiconductor with band energy gap of 2 electron volt. So what this 2 electron volts correspond to, which wavelength? So this formula, do you remember? It is 1240 upon energy in electron volts times nanometer will be the answer. Okay, this is how we get the wavelength. So it is 1240 upon 2. So it is, I guess, in terms of nanometer, it will be 2 ones are 2, 620, right? Now what will happen? Any photon of wavelength greater than this will not cause, because see, as we know that higher energy, lesser wavelength, or higher wavelength, lesser energy. So we want, so what will happen? Unable to detect. So it will detect only those which are which have energy greater than this band energy gap. If the energy is less than 2 electron volts or the wavelength is greater than 620 nanometer, it will not detect that particular photon. Okay, so if wavelength is greater than 620 nanometer, then nanometer, then you will say no detection. No detection. Got it? So if this is like, this is the point of no detection, so let's check out. This is 500 nanometer will be detected, 100 nanometer will be detected, 1 angstrom means 0.1 nanometer will be detected. Oh, sorry, 1 angstrom is 10 nanometer. 1 angstrom is 10 nanometer will be detected, because these all are less than 620, sorry, these all are less than 620 nanometer. We want the answer where wavelength must be greater than 620 nanometer. So first option, this is 10,000 nanometer. So 10,000 nanometer obviously will be greater than 620 nanometer and will not be detected. So these three radiations will be detected. This will not be, infrared radiation will not be detected by this photodiode. Did you understand? Now this question is also interesting and amazing. So let me start this question. It's a very easy and simple one. Here I know you must be knowing a lot of methods are there, energy method and blah 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 blah. I'll give you a simple trick. Just balance this, just balance this. So you will say, suppose sir it comes down by a distance x, okay, and obviously the tension will be T, and T will be equal to kx because this string is connected with the spring, and if the mass comes down by a distance x, spring goes up by a distance x, right? So you will simply say T equals to mg and T equals to kx is equals to mg, right? So x is equals to, sorry, I'm just giving a shortcut, okay, I'm just giving you a shortcut, nothing else. So here you will say sir g is k by m into x. So from here you can say sir acceleration will be k by m into x. So k by m is omega square, right? Omega square is k by m. Obviously this is wrong, I cannot do this, like I cannot replace g with a suddenly, this is wrong, but still I am doing because it will work, right? Otherwise you will go with a longer method, no problem. Properly write down all the forces and then solve it, but I am just telling you a trick which will work in your examination time. So omega will be what? Root over k by m. So what is time period? 2 pi by omega. So 2 pi root over m by k. Is it okay? This is how you will get the time period in the first case. In the second case, you will say if I bring this mass by a distance x down, okay, according to constraint relation, this spring will come down by 2x. So what is the tension in this string? In this string, what is the tension? Tension will be 2kx. And the mass is balanced by the tension in this string, T dash upward, mg downward. So for the second case, you will say, sir, T dash is equals to mg. Now what is T dash? T dash will be equals to 2T. If you talk about this pulley, this is T upward, T dash downward. So T dash will be equal to 2T, and we know that T is equals to 2kx. So T dash will be equals to 4kx. So 4kx will be equals to mg. You will say g is equals to 4kx by m. Replace g with a and write down 4k by m times x. Did you understand? So from again there you will say, sir, omega 2 square is 4k by m. Omega 2 is 2 times root over k by m. T2 will be 2 pi into root over k by m into 1 by 2. Can you see this? So what is T2? Technically T2 is T1 by 2, right? So what is T1 by T2? It is 2:1. Correct. Did you understand? Now you might be wondering, sir, but this is not the method, sir. This is not the actual method. You should go with energy conservation. First of all, write down the total energy, then differentiate it, right? You want me to do that only? Otherwise, there is one more method. Okay, first we will bring it to equilibrium and say that this elongation of the spring is x naught, solve it. But in examination, that method will take a lot of time, okay? And sometimes in some confusion, you might go wrong also. So this is the best way to go with these questions in the examination, right? Just simply replace G with A, no problem, no problem. But this is not your equation for A actually, right? Achha, this will at last this will only become your acceleration equation for A, no doubt. This will become at last the equation of A. But this method works, okay? So let's move on to the next part. This is very easy, we all know what to do. That what they want is electric field. So electric field is what? Minus del V by del X I cap minus del V by del Y J cap minus del V by del Z K cap. Did you understand this? Now what you have to do? Partially differentiate this equation, put the values, get your answer. So if you talk about minus del V by del X, so what is this? It will be minus into, only differentiate X, treat Y and Z constant. So it will be what? 2xy plus 0. Put the values, 2 into 1 into 2, 4. So it will be minus 4. Now minus del V by del Y, what will it be? It will be x square plus z. Put the values, 1 square plus 3, 1 plus 3 is 4. So answer is minus 4. Now last is minus del V by del Z. Differentiate Z, treating everything as constant. So it will be 0 plus 1. Sorry, 0 plus y, 0 plus y, because derivative of z will be 1, and y is how much? Y is 2. If y is 2, so it will be minus 2. So you will say electric field will be minus 4i cap minus 4j cap minus 2k cap. Now 4 square plus 4 square is 16 plus 16, 32 plus 2 square, that is 4. 32 plus 4 is 36. 36 under root will be 6. So its magnitude will be 6 units. Which option is correct? First option is correct. Did you understand, guys? I hope this is pretty easy and pretty simple for you, right? So let's move on to the next question. What is the maximum? This is an easy question and we will solve it like this. We will say, what is the maximum number of 100 watt bulbs all connected in parallel with 220 watt power? Okay, so we will say power is 100 watt. So what is the current through one bulb as they are in parallel? Power is I into V. So it is 100 is equals to I into 220. So I will be 100 upon 220, which will be 10 upon 22, which will be 5 upon 11. Got it? So this is going to be what? 5 upon 11 ampere. So this is the current going in one bulb. And they are saying that maximum current that can go is 6 ampere. So let's say n bulbs are there. So n into I is 6. So n will be 6 upon I. So 6 upon 5 into 11. 66 by 5. 113 point something. 13 point I guess 2. Right? So 13.2, but number of bulbs can be 30, not 14. So we will go with the answer 13. So maximum number of bulbs that we can use is 13.2, but we cannot use a bulb of number 0.2, right? Okay, so either it's 1 bulb, 2 bulb, 3 bulbs, or 14 bulbs, or 13 bulbs. 14 number will be greater than 13 points, so we cannot go with that. So obviously the answer is 13. Got it, students? Now this is again an interesting question. What they have done here, when the steady state is achieved, the steady state is achieved plus Q naught minus Q naught, and it completely blocks any flow of charge from here. So this is technically an open circuit now. So when the steady state is achieved, this question somewhat looks like this. Now what is this? 10 and 15. What is the equivalent of these two parallel combination? 1 by 10 plus 1 by 15? It is I guess 6 ohms, right? So this will be 6 ohms. This will be 4 ohms, this is 12 volts, and this is where the capacitor is, right? So whatever is the potential drop across this resistance, same potential drop will be across this capacitor, right? So we need to find out first of all current. So what is the current? It will be total voltage upon total equivalent resistance, that is 1.2 ampere. Now what is VA minus VB? VA minus VB will be IR. So it is what? 1.2 into 6, that is 7.2 volts. Now 7.2 volts is the drop across this resistance, and it is also the drop across this capacitor which has achieved its steady state. So what is the charge Q naught is equals to CV. Capacitance is how much? 5 microfarad multiplied by 7.2 microcoulombs. I guess this will be 36 microcoulombs. Okay, got it? Which option is correct? Fourth option is correct. Brilliant. Did you understand this? Once the steady state is achieved in the capacitor, it will stop allowing any current or it won't allow any charge to cross, okay, or move, right? That means there will be no current. So current in this circuit will automatically become 0 here once it has achieved steady state. So it will behave like an open circuit, right? This we all know that since it is in the same direction, so the magnetic field because of both these loops will add, right? So according to this loop, the magnetic field is inside. According to this loop also, the magnetic field is inside, right? So let's write down total magnetic field will be B1 plus B2. Now what is B? Mu naught I by 2, radius is R, but this is only 3/4 of the complete circle, right? 3/4. So this is the magnetic field at the center due to this complete small circle. So since it is 3/4 only, so up multiplied by 3/4 plus what is B2? You will say B2 will be mu naught I upon 2 times, the radius is 2r, right? So 2 times 2r into 1/4 only. Now from this you can get your answer. Did you understand? Solve this, you will get your answer. Is it okay? So the formula is what is the general formula? Mu naught I by 2r. Got it? Now let's move on to the next part. A beam consisting of two wavelengths 420 nanometer and 540 nanometer. First of all, let's find out the energy corresponding to these wavelengths, or let's find out the wavelengths corresponding to these cutoff wavelengths or the threshold wavelength corresponding to these work functions, right? First of all, what is lambda 1? You will say, sir, 1240 upon 2 nanometer electron volts, energy is electron volts. So this will be what? I guess 620, right? 2 ones are 620. So lambda 1 will be 620 nanometer. Lambda 2 will be, I guess, 1240 upon 2.5 nanometer. This will come out to be 496 nanometer, right? This will come out to be 496 nanometer. Now from here we can say that these are the threshold wavelength, and for the photoelectric effect to take place, E must be greater than work function, or we should say wavelength must be less than the threshold wavelength, right? So which of the two wavelengths is less than 620 nanometer for the first plate I am talking? So 420 is lesser, 540 is also lesser. That means in the first plate, photoelectric effect will take place because of both the waves. That means this will also produce photoelectric effect. This will also produce photoelectric effect. Why? Because the threshold value is 620 and both these wavelengths are less than the threshold value, and yes, there will be photoelectric emission, because of which the intensity will be more in the first case. Okay. Now, second case, if you talk about second plate is 496 nanometer, right? So only one of these two wavelengths is less than 496, other one is greater. So if you can see 540 nanometer is greater than 496 nanometer, that means this particular wave doesn't have sufficient energy to create photoelectric emission, right? But this particular plate has still, because 420 is still less than 496, which means since 420 is less than 496, so we can clearly say that this wavelength or this particular photon will only produce photoelectric effect in the second plate. That means automatically the intensity will fall in the second plate. Intensity here is directly proportional to the photoelectric current. That means higher the intensity, higher will be the value of the current. So that is why current in the first case will be greater than the current in the second case. That means this and this both are true, right? This is wrong, this is wrong. That means 3 and 4 options are wrong, 3rd and 4th options are wrong. So we'll go for either first or second. Now we have to check whether the stopping potential will be same or not. Okay. See, stopping potential will be decided in both the cases by this only 420 nanometer, because this is the lesser wavelength. So this is the wave of higher energy. So the maximum kinetic energy will be decided by the most energetic photon, right? Okay. So we will say that E is same in both the cases, but work functions are different. Do you understand? So that is why stopping potentials will be definitely different in both the cases. Since it will be different, so this is also wrong. So only first option is correct. Got it? Why? Because the energy that we will take for the calculation of the stopping potential will be of that particular photon which is having the maximum energy in both the cases, because this 420 nanometers is responsible for photoelectric effect in both the plates or both the cases. So that is why this will be responsible for the maximum or the most energetic photoelectron that will come out. Since W1 and W2, they are different, work functions are different. This is 2 electron volt, this is 2.5, but energies are same here. So obviously stopping potentials will be different. So that is why second, third and fourth options are wrong. First option will be correct. This was really a nice question. Let's move on to this. Okay. First of all, I had to remember this thing, root over H1, H2. Okay. With a lot of practice we have done these things, but what we can do is we will say that if this is the screen, so image is obtained on the screen, that means the image is real for sure. First you will say, sir, the lens was here, okay, lens was here, the object was here, the distance is, this is u and this is v, and let's say this is h1, right? Now next case, you displace the lens, suppose you bring it here. Now this distance is your v and this distance is your u, and this is your image H2. Did you understand? So what is the formula for magnification? You will say, sir, height of image upon height of object is V upon U, right? This is the formula. So for the first case, you will say height of image is H1 by H is equals to V by U. Second case, you will say H2 by H will be equal to U by V. Why? Because these values have interchanged, right? So if you multiply equation 1 and 2, you will say H1 H2 by H square will be equal to 1. So H will be root over H1 dot H2. Got it, everyone? Clear, clear, clear? Fantastic, fantastic. So let's move on to this question. Now this is also a very interesting question. What it is saying? A plane electromagnetic wave traveling in a non-magnetic medium. Non-magnetic medium means relative permeability is 1, right? But this relative permittivity is k, it is not 1. Now another formula that we know is refractive index is equals to mu r into epsilon r. This mu is not permeability, this is refractive index I am saying, okay? And what is refractive index? C by V. This is equals to 1 into k. So technically what is k? C square by V square, right, in this question. Now what is V? V is omega by k. If you see here, what is V? First of all, V is what? Omega by k. What is omega here? This. What is k here? This, 6. Okay, so you will say 9 into 10 to the power 8 upon 6. So it is 1.5 into 10 to the power 8, which is C by 2, I guess. So V is C by 2. So you will say C upon C by 2 whole square, which will be 4. So which option is correct? Oh, sorry, not option. What is the answer? 4. Did you understand, students? Read the question carefully, know what the method should be applied and solve it immediately, right? Okay, let's move on to the next part. This question also is a very, very good question. Here it is said that this is moving with a velocity v. Okay, so what is the EMF induced in it? You will say, sir, EMF induced is BVL. Fantastic. What will be the circuit? Let's draw the circuit first of all. BVL, V cross B, V cross B. So the EMF induced will be like this. It will have some of its own internal resistance, and these two resistances are in parallel. So you will say that this is 3 ohms, this is 2 ohms, this is BVL, and this is what? I guess 0.8. Very good. This is 0.8 ohms. Got it? So first of all, let's find out what is the current. Current will be EMF upon R equivalent. Can you tell me what will be R equivalent? You will say, sir, these two are in parallel. 3 and 2 in parallel will be 3 into 2 upon 3 plus 2 plus 0.8. This will be in series, right? So it will be 3 to the 6 by 5. 6 by 5 is 1.2. 1.2 plus 0.8 is 2 ohms, right? So R equivalent is known to you. Okay. Now what is the force required here? Force, obviously it will experience a force. This wire will experience a force, and what will that be? You know that force is what? I times vector L cross vector B. Okay. So here length is where, length vector is this, magnetic field is inside. So L cross B, where is the force? Here. So this is where the force will act. But if you want this wire to move with a constant velocity, you have to apply the same force externally in this direction. So you will say, sir, F external will be equal to ILB. So what is I? It is BVL upon R equivalent into LB. So answer will be B square L square V upon R equivalent. This will be the force. Put the values and definitely you will get your answer. Probably X comes out to be 3 as far as I remember, okay? As far as I remember, otherwise you can solve it. Magnetic field is given 2 Tesla, length is given 50 centimeter, that is 1 by 2, okay? So 2 to the 4, 1 by 4, gone. V is given 4 by 100, R equivalent is 2 by 100, the answer will be 2. Okay, you can solve it on your own, you will get the answer, okay? Answer is coming out to be 2. Now the next question is, okay, this is also, my dear students, a very, very famous question where one convex lens is given, another concave lens is given, right? And what they are asking. So let me draw the case first of all, that this is a set of parallel rays which is coming. So obviously they will try to focus these rays here at a distance of 25 centimeter, and we want that after passing this they should be parallel. So it is possible only if this point is also the focus of the concave lens. That means this point is the focus of both these lenses. So that means this distance will be what? 10 centimeter, I guess. This distance will be 10 centimeter, right? So what is this gap? This gap is 15 centimeter. Okay. So your answer is F1 minus F2, that is 15 centimeter. Okay. Remember student, if this kind of question comes, if both are convex lenses, both are convex. If both are convex, then the answer is F1 plus F2. If one convex and one concave, then the answer is F1 minus F2. Remember this, okay? Okay, thank you so much students. So this, after this question comes the next question. So okay, so we'll just take a 2-minute break and I'll be starting the solution of the next question then after that. Okay students?
Hello there students, welcome to this video. This is Nitin Verma, chemistry coach at Infinity Learn by Sri Chaitanya, and in today's video we shall discuss the solution of chemistry section of GTM number 36. Alright, so let's start with the first question. Which of the following compounds is showing phenomenon of optical activity? Right, the question is which compound is optically active? So here there is no chelating ligand, this cannot be the correct answer, right? Here there is one chelating ligand, but you can have a plane of symmetry here. Here again there is one chelating ligand, but again you can have a plane of symmetry. But in this compound, okay, here we will have optical activity. How? let us suppose this is a ethylene diamine, okay, ligand. All right, now we have 2 bromine and 2 NO2 groups, right? So all right, so this compound, the cis form, will show optical activity. In this question, you have to predict what would be the properties of the product from the decomposition reaction of these, right? So the correct answer to this question is this one, right? You will get in the first one only. When you heat more salt, it gives you ferric oxide, okay? So metal oxide is formed, so P4 it gives you the correct answer. But then, okay, let's see Q1. When you heat this, you will get ammonia, right? When you heat this sodium ammonium hydrogen phosphate, you will get ammonia, yes, which forms the densified fumes of NH4Cl. All right. Likewise, you will get ferric hydroxide that does not form complex ion with excess ammonia, and then ammonium nitrate. When you heat it, you get it N2O, right, which supports combustion because it has oxygen. So this is the correct answer. Then in this, the incorrect option is lead with dilute H2SO4 gives lead sulfate, white precipitate, yes, which is soluble in dilute HNO3. No, it is not soluble in dilute HNO3. It is soluble in concentrated HNO3. So this is the incorrect statement. Here you have to tell the hybridization, which you can easily predict from the steric numbers, right? For example, sulfur has 6 valence electrons, 4 electrons are distributed with fluorine, so there are 4 bond pairs, there are 2 unshared electrons, so 1 lone pair, so steric number is 5. So what is the hybridization? sp3d, okay? Likewise, in IF5 there are 5 bond pairs, and out of 7 valence electrons of iodine, 2 unshared electrons are left, so again 1 pair, so steric number is 6, so sp3 D2, okay? NO2 plus, nitrogen has 5 valence electrons, plus 1 means there are 4 electrons left, and because oxygen forms a double bond, steric number is 2, hybridization is sp. Likewise, NH4 plus, 5 valence electron, plus means there is 4 valence electron and 1 goes to each hydrogen, steric number is 4 and the hybridization is sp3. So which is the correct answer? This one, right? You can match the correct answer here. Then in this question, an organic compound C6H6O, okay, so these options are eliminated because A has the molecular formula C6H6O, right? It has to be a phenol or an ether, but ether is not an option here. Gives dark green coloration with ferric chloride on treatment with chloroform and KOH. This is which reaction, guys? Raman-Tiemann reaction, which gives us salicylaldehyde, followed by acidification gives compound B, okay, so this is our compound B, right? Now of course this is this one, right? You don't get, this is not salicylaldehyde, this is salicylaldehyde, and then compound B can also be obtained from compound C on reaction with PCC. PCC, you know, it's a mild oxidizing agent which oxidizes primary alcohols to aldehydes, alright. So this is your compound C, and compound C on reaction with PCC gives compound B, absolutely correct. If you react this compound with PCC, this CH2OH will get oxidized to CHO aldehyde. So what is the correct answer? The first one. Alright, then in this question, which one of the following reactions does not occur? Of course, aniline does not undergo Friedel-Crafts reactions. Why? Because it's a Lewis base and AlCl3 Lewis acid, it binds, it forms anilinium ion, it gets strongly deactivated. Alright, so now because it gets strongly deactivated, so it does not react. All other reactions are possible. Here CH3CHO and a ketone, right, and you are reacting with NaOH. So whenever you take two aldehydes or ketones in alkaline medium, of course it's aldol condensation reaction. So what will happen? This is alpha position, this is alpha position. So here we do not have any alpha hydrogen atom, but here we have. So in the first step we will get enolate ion, right? In the first step we will get enolate ion, which will attack on acetaldehyde. All right. This will carbon-carbon bond will form. It will be CH and O minus. It will take H plus from the solvent, OH, and then CH3. Okay. Now, when you reacted with I2NUH, this is iodoform reaction, guys. Okay. And all alcohols which have CHOH, CH3 group, they give this test. So what will happen? This will undergo oxidation on reaction with iodine in alkaline medium, alright, you will get the bright yellow precipitate of iodoform, and this will be now in alkaline medium it would have been O minus, but we are acidifying the filtrate with HCl, right? So what will happen? It will take H plus and you will have a carboxylic acid. So the correct answer to this question is this one. Alright guys. Then a white crystalline compound A swells upon heating and gives violet colored flame in Bunsen flame. Its aqueous solution gives the following reaction. So which is the correct answer? Potash alum, right? A white precipitate with barium chloride, yes, barium sulfate. White precipitate when treated with excess of ammonium hydroxide, yes, aluminium gives AlOH whole thrice, right? If the precipitate dissolves in NaOH, of course, right, it will form AlOH 4 minus and reappears on boiling with concentrated solution of NH4Cl, yes. So this is correct. It gives yellow PPT with cobalty nitrate solution, yes. When potassium reacts with cobalty nitrate solution, right, it gives a yellow precipitate of this compound. So the correct answer is potash alum. The correct order of the following 3D metal oxides according to the oxidation numbers. Just find out oxidation number. Here it will be +6, here it will be +3, then it will be +4, then it will be +5, and then it will be +1. So the correct answer would be this 1, then 4, and then 3, and then 2, and then the option E. Alright. Then in this, the correct answer is the first one. Concentration of silver, yes, leaching with dilute NaCN, right? It forms a complex AgCN2 minus, and then later it is displaced by zinc, right, which acts as reducing agent. Blast furnace gives pig iron as the first product. Blister copper, right? In the extraction of copper, we carry out the roasting in reverberatory furnace, the process of roasting in reverberatory furnace, and Froth flotation method, it's used for the concentration of sulfide ores. So simple matching it is. So this is the correct answer. All right. Then in this case, the density, of course, density does depend upon the packing of solid, but it also depends upon mass, right? And bromine, it's a very heavy atom, so this will have highest density, followed by this which has 2 chlorine, then this which has only 1 chlorine, and this is only benzene. So the correct answer to this question would be 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Then in this question, match the complex with appropriate color. Okay, so you should know that the absorbed radiation and the color of the complex, they are complementary. All right. Now, if you arrange these ligands in the order of increasing strength, okay, then bromide is the weakest ligand, right? Followed by water is a stronger ligand, and En is the strongest ligand out of these, right? Now, you guys know as the strength of ligand increases, the crystal field splitting increases, right? In this direction, what will happen? Crystal field splitting energy jo hai, it will increase because the ligand field strength is increasing. As crystal field splitting energy is increasing, the energy of absorption, that will also increase. Of course, energy of absorption, that will also increase, right? And the wavelength of absorption, that will decrease. Wavelength of absorption, that will decrease. Is that clear? Now, how do we relate the absorbed color and the emitted color? So basically, we can use the color wheel. All right. So this is violet, skip indigo, then B, G, Y, O, and R. All right. So if a complex appears red, it almost absorbs green radiation. If a complex appears orange, it absorbs blue radiation, like that. Okay. Now the color of the complex, they are given to be green, red, and blue. So if a complex appears green, it absorbs red, right? If it appears red, it absorbs green, all right? And if it appears blue, then it absorbs orange. It appears orange, right? Now you find these colors in VibGyor. Find these colors in VibGyor. Is that clear? Okay. All right. So red is here. Here is red, then where is green? Green is here, and where is orange? Orange is here. Is that clear? Is that clear? Okay. Now out of these two, okay, which has red, green, and orange? Which has the lowest wavelength? find that out and relate, okay, which will be corresponding to that. So you will find that the correct answer is this option. Sorry, the correct answer is this option. All right. Why? You see, the strong field ligands, they absorb towards the blue end of the region. So they appear either yellow, orange or red, like that, okay. Whereas weak field ligands, they absorb orange, okay, yellow, red, and hence they appear like blue, purple, like that, they show color. In this case, you are carrying out the dehydration. So what will happen? First, protonation will occur, water will leave, carbocation will form, okay, and then hydride shift will occur. So what will happen? CH3, you will get the rearranged carbocation and then it undergoes deprotonation. It will give you, of course, from here, it will give you the more stable alkene, which is this one, CH3. All right, and then you are carrying out the hydroboration oxidation, right? Hydroboration oxidation, and this is anti-Markovnikov addition. So what will happen in anti-Markovnikov addition? What will happen? This will be the product, okay. So what will be the correct answer? This will be the correct answer. Clear, guys? Then here this molecule is thymine. So it pairs with adenine. So if you are able to remember the nitrogenous bases present in DNA RNA, that's very good for you. Here lithium halides are somewhat covalent. Yes, lithium has very small size, so charge to radius ratio is very high. So lithium possesses high polarization capability. Yeah, that is correct, right? So both assertion reason are true. R is the correct explanation of A, right? Lithium compounds are covalent because lithium has high polarizing power. In this, you are reacting with concentrated HBr. So first step will be what, guys? First step will be got again the protonation of OH group, right? Formation of protonated water. It will leave. This will form a carbocation. Now this is one carbocation which appears more stable. But you see, if resonance happens here, then what will you get? If resonance happens, you will get CH3, okay, and then you get this carbocation, which may appear less stable to you, but you see it will give rise to more stable product. Why? You look at the alkene, you look at the carbon-carbon double bond. This is very less substituted carbon-carbon double bond, but this is more substituted carbon-carbon double bond. So if you talk about carbocation, this carbocation is more stable, but if we talk about the product stability, then this will give more stable product, right? So then we are attacking it with Br. So of course Br will attack here, right? And what product will you get? This product you will get, right? So this is more stable major product. In this question, penicillin is a bactericidal, it's not static, and the structure of penicillin, yes, that is correct. So first is incorrect, second is true. All right. In this question, it's a very simple question from crystalline solid state. Select the correct statement. Crystalline solids have long range order. Yes, that is correct. They are anisotropic, right? Because of different arrangements of particles in different directions. Amorphous solids are sometimes called pseudo solids. Yes, that is true. So this was true. This is true. Amorphous solids soften over a range of temperature. Yes, that is also true. Amorphous solids have a definite heat of fusion? No, because they soften over a range of temperature, they do not have a definite heat of fusion. So this is incorrect. So the correct statement is 1, 3 and 4. They are correct. Okay. Then S block element M reacts with oxygen to form oxide of the formula MO2. Okay. So the oxide is pale yellow in color and paramagnetic. So if it is paramagnetic, this cannot be O2 minus, right, peroxide, because it will be diamagnetic. So this must definitely be O2 minus and it should be M plus. Okay. So calcium is ruled out and magnesium is ruled out. Now out of sodium and potassium, which forms this superoxide? O2 minus, remember guys, right? O2 minus peroxide, O2 minus superoxide. Now please remember, sodium on reaction with oxygen, it mainly gives peroxide, whereas potassium, rubidium and cesium, they give you superoxide. So the correct answer is this, KO2. Alright. Then you have to match the list. Again, it's theory based, right? There are applications of the S block elements. You can check. Okay, lithium as an alloy is used in the ball bearings for motor engines. B matches with third, right? So coolant in fast breeder reactors, and then C matches with second. So they have not written it like ABCD, but okay. So potassium is used as an absorbent of CO2 and D matches with first. C is in, of course, photoelectric cells because of its lowest work function, right? So this is the correct answer. To synthesize 1 mole of 2-methyl propanediol from ethyl ethanoate. So this is alright, this is ethyl ethanoate. Now remember, when it reacts with Grignard reagent CH3MgX, right? We are reacting with CH3MgBr. So what will happen? In the first step, this will attack, this bond will break, and when this bond will shift, this ethoxide will be the leaving group. So basically you will get ketone. What you will get here? You will get ketone, right? And then because aldehydes and ketones are also reactive towards Grignard reagent, so it will react further with Grignard reagent CH3MgBr. So it will attack here, it will be shifting here. Now we do not have a good leaving group, so now the fate will be different. This O minus will just take H plus from the solution, alright. So this would be our 2-methyl propanediol. So how many equivalents of the Grignard reagent were used? 2 equivalents of Grignard reagent, right? So remember this, acid, chlorides and esters, they consume 2 equivalents of Grignard reagent, whereas aldehydes and ketones, they react with only 1 equivalent of Grignard reagent. Okay, so 2 is the correct answer. Then a person needs about 10,000 kilojoule of energy per day if this energy is supplied by the combustion of glucose, which is 2700 kilojoules. So how many moles of glucose are needed actually? So the total energy needed is 10,000 kilojoule. All right, it's a very simple question, right? Unitary method based and basic mole concept. So the energy required is 10,000 kilojoule and glucose supplies 2700 kilojoule energy per mole. So you can solve it, you will find out how many mole, and then you multiply it by 180 gram per mole, which is the molar mass of glucose. So you will find the answer. This will come out to be approximately 667 in the integer. Okay. Here, what will be the Nernst equation? For writing Nernst equation, we'll have to write the balanced cell reaction first. So copper is undergoing oxidation, silver is undergoing reduction, the concentration is 10 raised to minus 3 molar. Alright, so copper is getting oxidized 0.25 molar and 2 Ag. So if we write Nernst equation, which is E cell is equal to E naught cell, which is 2.97 minus, let's take it 0.06 divided by number of electrons are 2, right? Logarithm products upon reactants, right? The concentration of copper is 0.25 divided by concentration of silver squared. So this would be 10 raised to the minus 3 square, right? So you can work it out. It will come out to be approximately 2.81. You can solve it, right? So this is 10 to minus 6. It will be 10 to plus 6. So it would be 2.5 into 10 raised to power 5, right? So this would be 5 plus 0.3979. So this would be the value of logarithm. You can work it out, right? It's decimal here. So the correct answer, it would be 2.81. So rounded off to the nearest integer, it would be 3 volt. Okay, that will be the correct answer. Then in this case, the rate constant you have to calculate. So rate constant is 2.303 divided by time. Okay, rate constant is reported in minutes. So time we will put in 60 minutes. Right, 1 hour. Log initial concentration is 2.40 into 10 raised to minus 2 divided by the concentration at after 1 hour is 1.60 into 10 raised to minus 2. So you can cancel it, right? So 3 by 2 log 1.5 it is given, right? So you can solve it. You will find out the correct answer as approximately 7 into 10 raised to the minus 3 per minute. Simple calculation after that, okay? Then in this question, the complex is CrCl3, 3NH3, 3H2O. It is giving you 3 moles of AgCl. So that means all the chloride ions are outside. So inside, what would be having is right, this would be the formula of the complex because all 3 chloride ions are getting precipitated with silver nitrate solution. So the 3 molecules of ammonia and 3 molecules of water, they must be inside. So the secondary valence is 6 and the the number of chloride ions satisfying the secondary valency is 0, right? Because they all are outside, they are primary valence. A source of monochromatic radiation of wavelength 400 nanometer provides 1000 joule of energy in 10 seconds. So when this radiation falls on the surface of sodium, this many electrons are ejected per second. So assume that the wavelength 400 nanometer is just sufficient for the ejection of electrons from the surface of sodium metal. The value of X is, it's very simple question guys, look at this. In 10 seconds it provides you 1000 joule, right? Very simple. In 10 seconds it provides you 1000 joule. So in 1 second it will provide you 100 joule. Very simple, right? Now the energy of the photon is just sufficient to knock out the electron. If we assume that every photon is able to eject electron, the number of electrons is equal to number of photons, right? Each photon can eject one electron. So now from Planck's theory, E is equal to n hc by lambda. Very simple, right? Energy is 100 joule because we are talking about per second. So energy is 100 joule. Number of photons we have to find out. Hc, you substitute the values. Right? By the way, it comes out to be approximately 2 into 10 raised to the power minus 25, the value of Hc, and the wavelength lambda is 400 nanometer. So this is your calculation. Now you work it out for n, that will be the number of photons, but we are assuming that each photon is ejecting one electron, so that will be the number of electrons, right? And that will come out to be approximately 2 into 10 raised to the power 20. Okay, so the correct answer will be 2. Alright. Then 0.8 gram of an organic compound was analyzed by Gildel's method for the estimation of nitrogen. The percentage nitrogen is 42. So let's see, the mass of nitrogen would be 0.8 multiplied by 42 by 100, right? Because the percentage of nitrogen is 42%, and if the mass of the compound sample is 0.8, what is the mass of nitrogen? 0.8 into 42 by 100. Okay? Number of moles of nitrogen, you divide it by the molar mass of nitrogen, which is 14. Right, we are talking about nitrogen atom. So it would be 2.4 into 10 raised to the power minus 2 mole. Right, 2.4 into 10 to the minus 2 mole. Now if you compare it with ammonia, then by the application of POAC, principle of atom conservation, number of moles of nitrogen is equal to the number of moles of ammonia. So this is the number of moles of ammonia. Right, this is the number of moles of ammonia. Now it is reacting with sulfuric acid. So you guys know what is the reaction? 2NH3 plus 1H2SO4. That means ammonia is actually twice the amount of sulfuric acid because its N factor is 1 and the N factor for sulfuric acid is 2. So if the number of moles of ammonia is this much, number of moles of sulfuric acid will be half. Number of moles of sulfuric acid will be half, right? So it will be 1.2 into 10 to the minus 2 mole. Now this is equal to molarity into volume, right? For sulfuric acid, this is molarity into volume. Molarity is 1 and volume is V, but remember this is a liter because this is mole, right? To convert it into milliliter, you multiply it by 1000. So 1.2 into 10 to the minus 2 into 1000. So this will be approximately, yeah, exactly, this will be 12 ml. So that will be the correct answer, okay? Here, an LPG cylinder contains gas at a pressure of 300 kilopascal at 300 Kelvin. The cylinder can withstand a pressure of 1.2 into 10 to the power 6 Pascal. The room in which the cylinder is kept catches fire. The minimum pressure, the minimum temperature at which the cylinder will burst is how many degrees Celsius? So Gay-Lussac's law application, or you can deduce it from the ideal gas equation also. PV is equal to nRT, cylinder volume constant. Alright, the amount of gas, it will be constant. So P upon T is constant. So P1 upon T1 is equal to P2 upon T2. It will be. Alright, let us substitute the values. Initially the pressure is 300 kilopascal and initially the temperature is 300 Kelvin. Finally the pressure became 1.2 into 10 raised to the power 6 and the temperature we have to find out. So actually the final temperature is 1200 Kelvin. If you convert it into degrees Celsius, you will find out it is 927. Alright guys, simple question. Then CO2 gas adsorbs on charcoal, following from which adsorption isotherm for a given amount of charcoal, the mass of CO2 adsorbed becomes 64 times. So guys, X by M is equal to Kp 1 by N. m is the mass of adsorbent, which is same for a given amount of charcoal, right? X is the mass of gas adsorbed, it becomes 64 times. Okay? So let us, this number, it becomes 64 times the mass of gas adsorbed, right? So let us make the ratio, okay, 2 by 1, that is final by initial. Okay? So the ratio, the mass of CO2 adsorbed becomes 64 times. So this is 64 by 1. In the ratio, K will cancel because K and N, they are constant, so K will cancel. When the pressure of CO2 is doubled, pressure is being doubled. That means if initial pressure is 1, final pressure is, if initial pressure is P, final pressure is 2P, PP cancels. So this is just right. Okay? Now you solve it. 64 is 2 raised to the power 6. Alright. This is equal to 2 raised to the power 1 by n. Bases are equal. 1 by n is 6. N is equal to 1 by 6, which is 0.167. So it is 16, right? Almost 17 into 10 raised to the power minus 2. That is a correct answer. Alright guys. Then in this question, PCl5 is decomposing to give you PCl3 plus Cl2. The volume is 1 liter, so it doesn't matter, we can take number of moles. We will apply ICE method here, initial, change and then equilibrium. Initially the amount of reactant is 3 mole, this would be 0, 0, right? The number of moles of PCl5 at equilibrium, so minus x plus x plus x. At equilibrium this is 3 minus x, then x and then x, right? So you write the expression for equilibrium constant, which would be x square divided by 3 minus x, and this is given to be 1.844. Okay, you solve it, you find out x here, solve this quadratic equation, find out the value of x, then our answer would be 3 minus x, right? Whatever the x is, subtracted from 3, so that will be 1.4 basically, so 1400 into 10 to the minus 3, that will be the correct answer. Is that clear guys? So that's all in the solution. Thank you guys.